Hey guys, I have a Sleep Number bed. I've had it for just over a month, and I thought I'd tell you a little about it. Consider this a 1 month review, if you will. Now, I have a small bed, a Twin XL. It's the C4 model, and I pulled the sheets back, and this is the mattress, the air bladder, if you will. Then there are these foam on the outside. They kind of lock together here with that shape. And then this is what they call their comfort layer. This is not on the C2 model, so you won't get this piece of foam on the C2 model. This is plain old polyurethane foam. It is not memory foam. Okay, and then you have the case here, and this all zippers together, which I find really nice because it means that you can get in there and you can fix things if you need to. If the foam fails, you can pull it out and throw another piece of foam in. You can also put a memory foam topper inside if you want to. Okay, that being said, I opted to install this myself and put it together. I'm the guy that everybody calls to fix things and to install them, so I'm fairly knowledgeable. I can figure things out. The instructions on this were a bit lacking. If I had to give it a grade, I would give it a D. First thing was the frame. This uses what they call a modular plastic frame. You probably can't see that very well, but this frame fits together kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. Well, the pieces didn't fit quite as they should have in some spots, but I was able to get through that. But when it comes to the legs, two issues came up. First issue is they show legs in the middle here. And there are two metal braces going across like this, and I could find no spot for the legs in the middle. Well, it turns out that on my bed they're not there, and they don't tell you that in the instructions. So that's just an instruction fail. They kind of show you how the legs go on here, but you have to do a bit of guesswork on how the frame goes together. Okay, so that's one of the bigger fails I found was with the instructions. And the same thing with the mattress and everything. It didn't tell you which side to put up and which side to put down, and which side of the foam to put up and which side of the foam to put down. So it was a little bit of a fail there. Okay, next we get to the remote. And this is the remote here. And they've had several different types. This is the current model. In the past, they've had wired remotes, and then they've had wireless remotes, other ones. But this is the version that came with mine. I had some problems with it as well. The reason being that during the setup, the remote walks you through steps. And one of the steps says to unplug the main unit, wait 30 seconds and plug it back in, and then continue. Well, every time I did that, this said, failed to connect. So, after a while, I called Sleep Number, and they said, oh, that's because your version doesn't have that part, so you just skip the step. And I said, well, it doesn't say that in the manual. You know, and again, another manual fail. So that's that. Now, if you want to see more about the second page, this is they call this the assembly instruction or assembly guide, but most of this book is, well, I'd put it as advertising. It tells you how good your bed is and things like that. But this page is useful. So this is what you get here. This is the mattress cover. That's the part that the mattress goes inside of. You get these foam pieces. These are the pieces that go around the edges of the bed. If you have a bed with with two mattresses. This is the center foam that goes between them. Then you get your comfort foam here. And again, this comes with certain models, not with others. This is the air chamber that actually becomes your mattress itself. This corner piece is only on some beds, it's not on mine. This is the remote, and that is what the air box looks like. It's very easy to plug in. It's just a little fitting on the end here, and you just plug it right into the mattress. And if you want to unplug it, there's like a little tab that you push on, and then you can pull it out. But otherwise, this manual is more about, oh, look at the other stuff we have to sell you and things. There was a little bit of info in here telling you how to put the zippers together and stuff, but you know, that's pretty easy to figure out. Sorry about that. Now, the remote, I kept having issues with it not connecting, and again, that was due to the way that I set it up initially. And I went through and talked to them on the phone and found that out. Oh, one other thing. My bed came with 6 legs, and there were these 6 odd-shaped pieces of rubber in with it. Well, the information on this doesn't say anything about it. I called, or actually I went online and chatted with the support about the 6 rubber pieces, wanting to know where they go. The guy asked me to send him a photo, text him a photo of it, so I did, and he said, I hate to tell you this, but those have nothing to do with our bed. And I said, well, you see where it seems a little odd? There's 6 of them, there's 6 legs, and it was in with the legs. He goes, yeah, I see exactly what you're talking about. But apparently they didn't go with the bed. So, I don't know, somebody threw them in the box as a joke or something. But, in the end, how do I like my bed? Well, I'll tell you, I've always had back problems, especially lower back problems. And on my old bed was worn out, even though it shouldn't have been. It was a foam bed, well, a foam inner spring bed. And it was supposed to be a 15-year bed, and at year 6, it really got broken down. I slept on it for 2 more years, and those 2 years were agony on my back. The first night I slept on this bed, and I got up in the morning, my back didn't hurt. And it hasn't really hurt much at all since I've gotten this bed. It still hurts when I do activities that I shouldn't. So for that, I'm going to tell you that this bed was absolutely worth every penny that I spent on it. I guess I would do it again. Yeah, I would buy another bed like this. I bought this bed because of longevity. You should be able to keep this bed for 20 years with no problem. Because even if something breaks, you don't have to replace the entire thing. Parts of it are replaceable. You know, the worst case scenario would be if you pop the mattress, the actual bladder, the air bladder. And they're covered to an extent. Now that's another little negative, that nobody gives you a good warranty, especially bed warranties. But here's the warranty on Sleep Number. What they do is they tell you you got a 20-year warranty on this thing. Well, what they don't tell you is it's only covered 100% for 2 years. And then after 2 years, I forget the exact amount, but they drop it 20% or something like that each year. And so, let's say 10 years out you got a problem where you're going to pay almost full price for the replacement part. So consider it as having a 2-year warranty, not a 20-year warranty. But again, if you wanted to, I mean, the way that this thing is built, if you wanted to, you could rip the air mattress out of it and fill it with foam, with the, you know, foam strips from a upholstery supply place, and you'd have another bed. So, do I like it? Yes, I like it. Is it all the hype that they make it to be? Not quite. The manuals are lacking. The remote's a little on the iffy side. And you know, the warranty is not right, so they're not completely honest with you. You know, reminds me a little bit of a used car salesman. But in the end, would I buy it again? Yes. And that's really that's the most of it. You know, it's I know I'm kind of lacking here. I'm trying to figure out what I was going to say, but in the end, it's a good bed. I like it. They did tell me, I went into one of the stores and they had me lie down on one of their things, and they told me that my sleep number was 30, you know. And the fact is, 30 is way too soft on this. So as you can see here, I usually sleep at about a 45, sometimes at a 50, which is, according to their graph in their chart here, that's the average is 50. More people sleep on 50 than anything else. So the store thing, I don't know. You know, he just was letting the air out of it, and he goes, tell me when it's comfortable. And then at some point I said, yeah, that's pretty comfortable. And he goes, okay, that's good. Your number's 30. You know, you can't just do that. It doesn't work out quite that way. You'd have to sleep on it for a while and to see what it is. Now, here's another thing. Okay, sorry about that. Apparently, I filled up my phone's memory with that video, so I'm continuing on with my regular camera. I probably should have used a regular camera in the first place. Anyway, for the techies out there, people who like to understand how things work, the sleep numbers that are on here are just a, you know, scale from 1 to 100 kind of thing, and the box uses pressure, a pressure sensor of some kind. I haven't actually torn the box apart, but I'm really tempted to sense the amount of pressure. So, what does this mean? Well, simple. If you're laying in bed and you set this to 45, it will fill the bed a certain amount. If you get out of bed and you set this to 45, it will actually fill the bed further. So, if you know your sleep number, or you have an idea what your sleep number is, you need to be laying in the bed before you get to it. Okay? Now, I found this out because I was sitting on the edge of the bed, and I wanted it to be fuller. I wanted it to be stiff to support me when I'm sitting on the edge. So I changed it to 70 while I was sitting on it, and it didn't seem that firm. Well, the next day, I changed it to 70 before I sat on it, and it was extremely firm. And then I realized the difference. And if you're on the bed and you go from, say, 10 to 70, if you're laying on the bed, it will cut out in, say, a minute and a half. Where if you get out of bed, it'll go for 2.5 minutes. So, just so you know, it's pressure oriented and not based on a particular volume of air or something like that. So, if you're laying on it, you need to adjust it when you're laying on it and not when you're out of it. So if I were to readjust this right now, it wouldn't be right when I lay down on it, because it knows how much pressure it is with me laying on the bed. Okay, hope that's clear. Next thing, noise. This does not make a whole lot of noise. Here, I'll crank it up a little bit so you can hear it. Not even sure if you can hear that on here. It's very quiet. I mean, if there's two people sleeping together at night, you might be able to hear it, but it's just barely audible to me. So anyway, I'm gonna end that video here before I run out of memory or battery or something in my camera here now. I'm gonna splice these two together, so I'm sorry if they look or sound different between the two videos. But if you liked this, if you got any kind of information from this, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more types of reviews and technology information. If you have any questions about this bed and I'm capable of answering it, I will do so. Leave the questions down below. Thanks for watching. See you later.